Hello everyone, my name is Hasif Aiman. I'm matrix code 2021117541 and from group EH2432B, and today I will be talking about Netflix. I'm pretty sure you know what it is. So, function of Netflix, Netflix was established to replace TV and cinema scheduling with an easy user interface that allows clients to stream media whenever they like. However, Netflix is now heavily used in our current culture and becoming even stronger even in the pandemic, making it one of the most successful brand in the online streaming media. As a subscriber to Netflix myself, I've been streaming it. I've been watching its content for about 5 months, and I thoroughly enjoy it very much. So being a one of the subscribers as well, I share it using a premium streaming plan, which comprise of HD 4K resolutions, and I can share this account with five of my member of my family, me included, and it is cost only about 55 ringgit per month. As long as if you actually watch Netflix, it might actually be worth it. So, moving on to the problems that the Malaysian society currently having. So, ever since last year, since Malaysia has imposed Malaysian movement control order, also known as MCO or as Malayan PKP. Uh, this causes most of the gathering places like cinema, karaoke, and etc. to be closed indefinitely in time. And at this in this current situation, this cur this situation will continue perhaps for a few years. So this causes the mass to have little access for a little bit of escapism during this period. So the even during the World War One or Two, the people has been using the cinema as a little bit of escapism to forget about their problems, to forget about the war, the terror of the outside world that is filled they feel with much horror and death. So this kind of access of escapism help them to relieve some of their stress and to bring them closer to each other. So with the cinema closes, uh, these this makes people to be upset about it. And even in terms of economically, this cinema getting much more desperate in time, because in my experience in Sarawak, this regulation are much more stricter than the other state, because for almost half a year, the more than half a year, the Sarawakian government has imposed this MCO in a much more in a different way, in which the cinema in which causes the cinema to haven't open in more than half year. And sometimes I saw this cinema, this the cinema is still exists, but in which they're getting more desperate, as I saw them selling only popcorns at the lobby itself, which really tells much about their situation. So, moving on to how does Netflix solve the problem that TV and cinema that they have displayed. So, the client, which is us, which watch we can watch a series every time and anywhere, whether from laptop or cell phone, and no pricing was given for every film you decided to watch, and the only thing to pay is just your subscription. So if you want to go to cinema, you always need to pay for the seats, and sometimes you have to pay some popcorn. And if you watch this kind of thing so many times in a month, it might actually cost more than $100. And uh, I before I was a Netflix subscriber. I also love to go to cinema. I sometimes pay almost 50 ringgits to watch movies, three movies in a day, because of some extra money that I have for my allowance. And I also do not know about the Netflix itself, because but now with the pandemic all over the place, I decided to open my mind and just go ahead and subscribe to Netflix. So about Netflix, also, uh, Netflix has been known of giving a bulk of episodes for its original series. Let's just see, like Castlevania. Uh, it's recently released a season 4, and just give us a bulk of episode for us to watch in one go only. We don't need to wait a week for another episode. This is why sometimes I like Netflix original series. So let's move on to Netflix fact. So in this current year, in the last year, 2020, Netflix has 203.66 million subscribers. It came from the 24.30 million subscribers in 2011. It has come for a long way. And in 2020, Netflix has generated 24.99 billion. And in their US library alone, Netflix has 5,415 content titles, including the original series, the third-party series, and second-party series. So, in outside of the US and Canada, the many Netflix subscriber came from outside of it, which comprised of 63.7%. In 2020, 80% of the most watched original series in the US belong to Netflix. So in at the average of 3.2 hours per day, the Netflix subscriber they watch content on the platform itself with an average of 3.2 hours. So in January 2021, Netflix mobile app for iOS and Android was downloaded 19 million times, which says a lot about this current situations. So moving on to Netflix competitions, there are many competitions, but I will eliminate three, which is Amazon, Disney Plus, and Hulu. So the competition analysis is Hulu. The difference between Hulu and Netflix is Hulu has more up-to-date content. Yes, some of the new series which is current what released recently. But Netflix contain its own original series such as Castlevania, which is one of the famous one. Orange is the New Black, and BoJack Horseman, etc. And Amazon, he has 1 year subscription plan, and if you're a Prime user of Amazon, you get more benefits from it. Netflix offer 1 month subscription, yet offer more flexibility for students and unemployed audience, which is suitable for me myself. And lastly, Disney Plus. Yes, we all know that Disney Plus offer more superhero movie and series, with a total amount of 949 totals, that which include non-superhero movie. And we all know that Disney also famous for its Marvel movie, such as Avengers Endgames, Avengers Infinity Wars, Avengers Civil War. No, wow, there's a lot of Avengers. And but Netflix have far more larger content, which is 5,415 totals of series and movies. And Perhaps this is because Netflix is much more older company than Disney itself. Disney Plus specifically, although Disney has been existed since before this, but it Disney Plus was just recently created. So in conclusion, Netflix is a perfect example of a company that uses the internet to reinvent the market, and it is ahead of its time. It make for the older companies like the or Blockbuster and whatnot, TV and cinema. Yes, because Netflix has become a nuisance in the beginning, but now many companies like Amazon, the Disney has been trying to follow this example. So, if you want to start watch its content, please download its application via Google Play and subscribe to streaming plan of your choice. I hope you will do this. Thank you very much.